My name is Sharon Gerken. I'm a dyslexic specialist, an artist, and an absolute animal lover. I'm the founder of Dyslexic Association of Southern Africa, and I live on the beautiful east coast of Southern Africa in a little town called Salt Rock. 3 years before COVID, I went on my first journey to Singapore to learn more about what they did with dyslexic patients. And I happened to meet Dr. Subhashish Banerjee on the plane, and he's the founder of Symphony. And we started to chat. And it ended up that I took one of these Symphony devices back to South Africa, to my practice, and also to run some research trials. And little did I know that that trip would change my life. So Symphony is the world's first synergistic physio-neuro wearable technology, which means it combines physical and neurological rehabilitation for stroke patients. It aids in their recovery of their mobility, function, and most of all, their independence. To my surprise, at the age of 54, I had a stroke. It was an ischemic stroke that affected the right side of my body. It was absolutely devastating. I was confused and lost. And how do you put those feelings into words? My real challenges started a week after I got home from the hospital. If you looked at me, you would have seen I had a small droop, and my right-hand side was definitely slower. But inside, I was absolutely overwhelmed by my inability to do everyday tasks that I'd been able to do 3 weeks prior. Not only was I constantly fatigued, but I was my own worst enemy, as I was expecting my body to do everything that it had done 3 weeks prior. And despite my presumed knowledge of stroke, I had no understanding of how phenomenally devastating it actually is. I went from being this highly energetic, busy person and artist to being lost and, yes, depressed. So simple things like brushing my teeth, zipping up my pants, doing a button were absolutely impossible. Couldn't even make that desperately needed cup of coffee. And my ability to read and write were also hugely affected in this process. But I think the saddest thing for me was not being able to clasp a pencil, to allow myself to draw. But the wonderful thing of having the Symphony device at home was that Dr. Subhashish could connect with me online straight away and guide me through the program. And he's able to get my brain and muscle signals at the same time. And I was then able to start drawing little lines and circles, and there my healing began. The Symphony device was the only thing in the world that was non-judgmental about how badly I was doing or how my efforts to regain mobility were. It is so able to acknowledge when you're tired and frustrated. This device was able to show me that my muscles were starting to fire again. And better. It allowed me to get an internal view of myself. I started to feel less overwhelmed and fatigued. And as an artist, it took me just 3 months to go from not being able to clasp a pencil to being able to do my first drawing again. And as you'll see in this picture here, is that you can see the right hemi deficit, and that I haven't drawn half of the face, and that it's, you know, in a different position on the paper. But that was my start. That was the start, and it was because of the device. It also helps me understand when to stop, almost acknowledging, saying, okay, Sharon, you've done for today and you're tired. So the next 20 motions that you might make, or next 5, are absolutely doing nothing. So in the beginning, I was maybe able to do a session for 15 minutes. And some days I was able to do one for an hour, but that's the remarkable thing about the system, is that you can adjust it to how you're feeling on that day without any external pressure. The Symphony has taught me is to be present in the moment, to be focused and relaxed. It has been life-changing for me. And since my recovery, I've even been able to do an art exhibition. And I think if you ask me now, I'm a better artist than I was before my stroke. And most of all, I get to do everything that I love again. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where I tell you how SynPhNe helps children with learning disabilities.